Oh, guys, good, you're here. I am so excited. Guess what? I hope this isn't about your podcast again. Why, did you finally listen to it?
Before we start this podcast, let me invite you to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, YouTube, or any podcaster. I'm such a cute. The Groomer Next Door Podcast.
Sit down.
Hello, Pups and Kittens, and welcome to episode 135 of The Groomer Next Door. I'm your co-host, Chris Green. Sitting next to me, as always, is the fabulous Sarah.
Hello.
And, of course, we have Claire.
Hello.
This week's podcast is going to be best vacation destinations while traveling with your pets. Now, before we actually kick off the show, we want to take a moment of silence for all the victims of this past week's terrible attack in Paris. Well, it seems like there's not been a week in the last couple that we haven't had terrible, senseless violence right in the news. Innocent people dying for absolute no reason, and for that reason, it's heartbreaking, and our sympathies go out to all the victims and their families. Well, let's actually indulge for the next hour in something a little bit more enjoyable. Our pets, stories about our pets, and things that are going on in the world that are fun.
Update on our fosters and all the
fun
stuff.
Right. So with that said, let's dive into the weekly roundup.
The weekly roundup. Yeehaw.
Alright. Well, this week we have a lot of things that went on. I remember work was most of the week, but I cannot honestly remember what happened except for lots of dogs, lots of lifting, and
lots of running around to get our car up and running.
Right, which is nice to know that at least on the plus side we're back up and running. We're back to our other vehicle, which doesn't transport as many animals as the Escape did. But on the plus side, we did actually get our license plates on the new car, or on our original car. Mm-hmm. And so, it kind of almost pays tribute to the Escape and the fallen Escape, as it would be.
Fallen Escape, oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what it was.
I mean, it's sad. You see, it's out in front of our house now.
Yep.
We are going to just dump AAA as soon as we can.
Oh boy, they're
That is just awful insurance group. Anywho, we finally get the Escape over to our house, and it's sitting there. It's all pretty. There's no dings. There's no scratches. The headlights are still crystal clear. Everything still works.
Our original car is the same way, though.
Well, yeah, but knowing that you can't drive the Escape because there's a blown motor, it just sucks.
And I love it. This week, AAA came back. Now, it had always been in question because there was no other reasons besides a possibility of tampering, as you guys all know. And without opening up the engine or even opening up the oil pan, which is the only two places that this oil would actually have gone to, they just went to conclusions that, your engine seized up, which is the biggest load of garbage because you would have to open the car up to actually see this. And they just said, well, this is what our determination is. And one thing that a lot of people don't know, and I didn't know a lot of this stuff, but oil changes are they're not as cut and dry as what you think. We have a friend who came in, his vehicle, which is pretty new, What did he say? Every 10,000 on
Every
his?
10,000 miles, and
His car tells him.
Yes, and same thing with Jules.
Really?
Jules tells her, "Hey, you need an oil change."
Really? So this 3,000 miles is a load of bull.
It started to become ancient history.
Really?
To the point where that meant all the older vehicles. You go 3,000 miles. No, our Escape was supposed to go 5,000 miles.
Yeah, get this, folks. 5,000 miles because it's a hybrid.
And they hear the car 5,000 miles between oil checks or oil change. So even though we were a month or two past the actual date of the change, it has not been the mileage.
Yeah, it was actually, we were at 4,000, not 5,000.
Yeah, we're still 1,000 under.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was mechanical error, but AAA, they don't care about anything but them. They'll use whatever verbiage they want.
Yeah.
And they will make it seem like it's your fault each time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a load of crap. So
we are dumping them as quick as possible.
Oh, what's great, I have all their emails. I can show so many levels of just negligence and terrible customer service. So I'm actually going to gather them all up. I'm going to find a newspaper, and hopefully they want to go and do a nice story about them, because it was a load of crap. But with that said, screw you, AAA. Hashtag screw you, AAA. Let's start that as a hashtag. But we do actually have some really cool things about our fosters, and that's what we all gather here to find out what's going on with them. Let's see, where do we start with this? We've got Mama Kitty, Lady McBee.
Yeah, Lady McBee and her 3 kittens, they're getting big, and they're getting big quick.
But she's doing something with them that I have not seen yet. I mean, she's a great mom. Yeah,
she is. She's moving them outside the kennel now. We have a very large kennel that is in our laundry room with the kittens in there. It's got like a bumper in a sense. The kittens can't just roll out.
Right.
Kittens that small can go in horrible places, and we do everything we can to prevent that. And that's one, is that they are in a kennel that has a lip that doesn't allow them to roll out.
But I've not seen, and we've had a lot of kittens, and I've never seen a mama cat do this.
I've never seen a mom cat literally take the babies out and put them on the carpet.
Yeah, to teach them to walk.
We have a carpet runner that goes along in front of the washer and dryer. And that's where Mama Kitty Lady put her babies. Inside the kennel is nice. It's got bedding in there. It's got sheets. It's got sheets that she gave birth on, so not dirty, but it was a familiar smell basically.
Well, it was strange, about that when we transferred them from the actual kennel that the great folks at Ozark Actors Theater put them in. There was this blanket that they had in there. When I transferred them a few weeks ago into this kennel, they weren't happy until I put that blanket in there.
Yeah, it's Lady was very, very upset.
Even the babies were doing the same thing. It was a scent that they knew was there. It was absolutely amazing.
Yes, exactly. You want to keep things clean, but at the same time, if it's not absolutely disgusting dirty, then you don't need to change out the stuff. They're used to the smell. They're going to want their animals. They're going to want their smells.
Right, and that was the case. But now, was it yesterday I told you this happened? That lady actually
Claire said...
It was yesterday, though.
Yeah, yesterday.
So
Claire
Friday.
said Mama Kitty did that, or
Lady McBee.
Lady McBee did that. We got 3 mama cats in our house.
Right.
We have our Mama Kitty, we have Lulu, and then Lady McBee. Anywho, I was like, no, Claire, why'd you move them? Because I didn't think that she would move them. There was no point.
We've never had a cat do that.
So then we woke up this morning and all of them are out. You're like, Claire was right. She moved the cats on her own.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. And with their eyes open, I'm thinking their ears are starting to open up.
They should be open now because they're getting loud.
They are very vocal.
So it's like almost like they can hear themselves now.
What is that sound? What is that horrible sound? It's you!
It's like those kids that talk just to hear themselves talk. They meow just to hear themselves meow.
I know of adults who do that. Right? So they're doing great. Now, we are going to be doing a little bit of a swap upcoming here within the next week, which I'm kind of sad about.
Well, I mean, if it works out that way, then it will, but it's not a guarantee yet.
Oh, it's okay.
Jewel had a cat that was pregnant at the Raleigh Animal Shelter. And she originally came from the hoarding situation, the same as Bubba. You remember us talking about Bubba weeks ago.
Yeah. All of these stories are all backlogged.
Exactly.
It's all categorized.
So, this cat came from the same area as Bubba. Bubba could very well be the father of the kittens. But unfortunately, because of all the dramatic stress that kept going on, she miscarried. She'll be getting spayed on the 21st. And then once she's spayed, Jewel was thinking about swapping out Lady McBee and her 3 kittens and giving me her mom cat, or the freshly spayed cat. She needs a lot of love. She needs a lot of attention. And in our house, there's a lot of love and there's a lot of attention. So, Jewel can take the mom cat and kittens because she has a nice safe spot for them. When the kittens start moving around, it's not going to be safe to bring them to work with us like we did with Spencer, because Spencer was just 1 cat. This is 3.
True.
3 and mom. See, when we bring Spencer, we're mom, and he's just 1 baby. So this way, it's safer for the kittens to explore, to learn how to be a cat, and for mom to relax in a nice big office space at Jewel's house.
Right.
And then, I forgot the name of the other cat.
I don't remember. You're talking about...
The one she has.
I don't
Priya?
remember.
I think it's Priya or something like that.
I don't think I ever knew the cat's name.
But she's a beautiful tortoise. Or tortie. They're called torties. It's only orange and black. Gorgeous cat. We'll be over at our house. Claire has the chore of playing with her and giving her attention, loving on her as much as possible, until she's ready to go to either back to the animal shelter, where she will be adopted out rather quickly.
Oh boy, are you kidding? That'll be the quick one.
She is a gorgeous cat, so she is going to be she's going to get snatched up quick. Or we'll find another rescue that will take her. Unfortunately now, since it is cat season, it's extremely hard to find anywhere where we can put an animal. We're all on a kind of a freeze. We can't do anything more because there's no room for anywhere. And until we can find more fosters, this is all we can do. And we're spending a lot of money on veterinarian bills through call.
And we've been very fortunate. We've had a lot of donations come through our way.
Oh yes. We've had $14, $15 in cat litter donation. That's a lot of litter.
It is.
And we change out 2 litter pounds. Lady McBee has her own, but our litter pan for the rest of the general pop gets changed out every day.
Yep.
Once a day for cleaning litter. And that's trash bags, that's litter, that's cleaning the box, that's everything.
And on top of all this, we actually feed a cat that we see on a daily basis when we take our walks. See, Sarah and I take a 3-mile walk each night. And there's this one cat that's out there that we just decided one day, you know what, we're going to feed him. And then, that became kind of, oh, you do? And which was awesome. Marilyn, she came over to the shop the other day and brought us some cat food to feed him, and that was really awesome.
Yeah, several cans, so we can feed him for several days. Because we're not gonna willingly let an animal go without.
Right.
We're noticing he was getting a little skinny. He was hot. I could tell he was getting dehydrated. So by giving him canned cat food, it will help hydrate.
So,
and it's got plenty of fat in there to keep some weight on him. So not only are we doing that, we have Lulu, Carl, and Gemma on canned cat food once a night. And then the Ozark Actor Theater, as lovely as they are, they gave us 2 big bags of cat food and several cans of high-protein food so that Lady McBee will have plenty of protein to live off of. And we give her a can of food at night. And then we have also Spencer, and Spencer eats like a pig.
Oh boy, he inhales.
We have to put him in his own crate to feed him.
He should be called Dyson, because he's like a vacuum.
I don't know why he's getting aggressive either during feeding.
Yeah, that's just started this past week.
So he gets fed, and he gets fed very thoroughly, and you can tell he's got a little belly on him. So why he has this need to defend his food is beyond me.
I don't know if it's just instinctual because of his.
It's ever since Carl and him started playing a lot.
It's true. I don't know. I mean, he's a lovable cat, but.
And he loves everybody.
Yeah.
He loves our dogs. He loves the other cats. He loves the other kittens. Except for when it comes to food.
My food. Yeah.
And then Spencer's doing good.
Yeah, Spencer's doing good. Gemma.
We're gonna get Spencer his first little revolution treatment here this week. I'm excited.
Yeah, he needs it.
And so we just keep moving forward with these animals, getting them better. Gemma and Carl need to be excuse me.
They need to be fixed.
They need to get spayed and neutered, and they need to find a home, because this is the most precious time of their life, is their kitten year.
Right.
And someone's missing out on it. They are adorable. They still need to be worked with, because they were feral at one point. So they need constant work, constant love.
Yeah.
But they're beautiful. Absolutely just stunning. Gorgeous. They're great little cats. They love each other, and they play well with each other.
I think Carl's more personality than Gemma. Gemma's very
standoffish still, but it takes some time.
It does.
I want them to go together to a home, because they really need to stay together. But they're just awesome cats.
They really are. They really are. All right. Well, that's what's going on the foster front. And now on to GND News.
I don't watch the news because I'm a kid.
All right, this week on GND News, we have two stories. One, I'm one of those people that actually play the Pokemon Go.
Oh my god.
And I'm trying to get Sarah into it.
It's intriguing.
I'm
not gonna lie.
And I'm not gonna say it is anything more than intriguing. I find it to be bizarre, ridiculous. And yet, on the same token, I'm like, well, I'm entertained at the same point. And we grew up during the time that Pokemon came around. Yeah. So Pokemon's kind of evolution, we were kids for that. I was never a Pokemon fan. I'm not going to say I'm a Pokemon fan now, but it's fun, and you need to start playing.
I like helping you out. I like being your wingman.
You've actually become my wingman. Jewel actually taught me something about it yesterday that I didn't know about, so it is entertaining. So you've all heard some real negative stories in the press, and don't get me wrong, there
are dum-dums out there.
There are definitely some, and if you're one of them, I'm sorry, but don't stop your car in the middle of the road and cause an accident.
A Pikachu is not that important.
It is important, though. I'm not going to lie, but I'm not going to
stop traffic.
I'm not going to stop traffic for a Pikachu. So that's one story about that, and a positive for the first time, a positive story about Pokemon Go. And the second one is a very bizarre story coming from the Red Cross in New Hampshire. So, with that said, let's go to our very first one, the Pokemon Go. So, Claire, play that clip.
Well, you've probably seen people out with their smartphones playing the new game Pokemon Go for fun, but in Lufkin, that game probably saved an injured puppy's life. Caleb Beams reports.
Caitlin Couts and friend Tiffany Reve are two of the millions of Americans playing the new addictive smartphone app, Pokemon Go, which allows you to catch virtual creatures in your real-world surroundings. While out on a hunt for Jigglypuff, Couts found something in need of help.
Instead of finding Jigglypuff, I found a puppy.
Right there by a tree at a dead-end road near Chambers Park in Lufkin.
His mouth was bleeding. He wasn't moving very much. He looked like he was in pain. We found out his back leg was broken. And his gums were pale and blue, and so were his ears as well.
And the other break is right there
3 days later, the dog left for dead has a second chance at life. Caitlin and Tiffany may not have been able to stabilize the dog if it wasn't for their pizza delivery guy, who also happens to be a trained EMT.
I just finished EMT training. I had my med kit with me. I love to go over there and see if I could help with anything.
It just had to be a sign that it was going to be okay and we were going to get help. That's just insane that our pizza guy just happened to be someone who knew about injuries and things like that.
Skylar Jerky said it was one of his first animal saves and one that he won't forget.
Anytime I can apply my training to either human or animal, it's still a good feeling.
So now with this once nameless pup having a new life, it was only fitting for Couts to make a name stick out.
I decided to name him Pokey after Pokemon.
Well, before Pokey can be released from the vet, he'll have to undergo several surgeries to fix his legs. A GoFundMe donation page has been set up. You can find it by looking under Wendy's Misfits.
Wow, so instead of catching them all, they actually catch the dog. And if they weren't there trying to catch a Pokemon, this dog probably would not have made it. So what a story. I mean, what a positive story for that matter.
It was amazing. And then to name the dog
Pokey
after Poka.
I think Pokey, and I'm gonna date myself on this one, but I'm thinking about Gumby and Pokey.
Oh god.
Well, it's true. I mean, come on, folks.
It's been on syndication for a while. It's okay.
I have not seen the cartoon since I was a kid, so they played it great in the 80s. After that, they never played the darn thing, and I liked it.
How awesome is that? And then just so happens to have the pizza man being an EMT freshly out of training.
I'm not even going to tell you.
Oh my gosh.
That came from a movie, but I'm not going to tell you what kind of movie that would come from. Pizza man turns out to be a paramedic.
But anywho, how crazy is that? Everything about that story is insane, even the game.
The entire thing is bizarre. I mean, the game is it's revolutionizing our way of playing games. Mm-hmm. There's no way around that. And we talked about this, and that is, this game is going to be pretty much the jump off for all other games to develop around this. So games are going to develop now around this premise, and it's going to be more interaction out in the world. There's lots of stories that are regarding Pokemon Go and animals. There's an animal rescue shelter in Indiana, and they're telling people, come on down, take our dogs for walks, and go on a Pokemon trail. And I mean, it is an amazing idea. I mean, here's a game that's been out 2 weeks, and people are saying, hey, we're figuring out ways to bring pets into this, and in a positive light. Obviously you're going to hear only about the bad stuff, but there's a lot of positive with it. So if any of you don't know what Pokemon Go is, definitely a simple search on Google and you'll be able to find out. But we see it a lot on our walks. There's people on our walking path that we go on that they're walking with their face in their phone, and they're playing it.
You can tell some of them are hiding it.
Yeah, there's definitely the closet Pokemon Goes, and then there's...
You tell that the way they're dressed, they're not dressed for a walk.
No.
They're not dressed for an everyday exercise.
Yeah.
They are in jeans, they are in t-shirts, they don't look comfortable.
They don't have water or anything next to them.
Exactly.
And you're talking about a 3-mile path.
Just the one that we take.
Yeah.
And then it gets crowded, and it's like, oh my gosh, come on, people, out of my way.
Yeah. But I mean, on our walk though, there's a lot of Pokestops, so that's why. That's any spot. And I mean, as you go into bigger areas, larger cities, it's gonna have a lot more destinations. So you're gonna see in downtown areas, in different places, you're gonna see people. I just say, hey, hook your dog up to a leash and take your dog for a walk, and you know what? Hey, go for it.
And I guess to hatch eggs, you have to walk so far.
Yeah, 5 kilometers.
And so there you go. You get the dog, you walk about a little more than 3 miles, you hatch an egg.
Yeah, well, it's a little more than 3 miles.
5K is about 3 miles.
Is it about 3 miles?
A little bit more.
Yeah, because I was like, we did one walk and it didn't entirely hatch an egg, so I was like,
It didn't register all of it.
That's true. I mean, there's definitely some work that the actual game has to come on. And we're not, it's weird. We're talking about a game, and this is a pet podcast, but we've been able to incorporate pets into a game. I mean, come on, folks. This is kind of cool. All right. Well, let's go on to New Hampshire, where Red Cross was accepting donations, not only from your two-leggeds, but the four-leggeds. So, Claire, play that clip.
Well, there's a different kind of blood drive going on in Manchester today. The Red Cross and Advanced Veterinary Care are hosting a human and dog blood drive. The Red Cross will have a van outside the animal hospital on Carl Drive to take human blood donations, while inside staff will be taking blood samples from dogs to screen for potential donors.
It's difficult to find pets that have owners that are willing to let them be blood donors. So we're screening dogs tomorrow to see if they're universal donors.
Potential donor dogs should weigh at least 55 pounds and be younger than 7 years old. The double blood drive will take place between 9 o'clock and 2 p.m.
So, donating blood and then having your dogs donate blood. I mean, it is a bizarre kind of idea. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm not really sure where to go with that.
I think it's great because dogs need transfusions.
They do. I mean, I like the idea.
They have a blood type, and they need. If somebody was willing to give me their dog's blood to save my dog's life, I would be internally grateful.
Right. I mean, it's a cool idea. Yeah, I think you're close to it.
No, I didn't say that right.
Well, it's okay. I forgot what you even
Eternally
said.
grateful. Eternally.
One of the others.
I can't speak today. I'm sorry. I'll be extremely grateful that they do that. But at the same time, the dog doesn't get a chance, a choice. Yeah, sure, I'll give you a little bit of my blood. But at the same time, they don't have a choice on what color they wear. They don't have a choice on what shots to get, or what flea medication to take.
Yeah.
I mean,
what groomer to go to.
Exactly.
You like how I did that?
Yeah.
I think that way.
And most of the time, the people who work with the needles are so good. Like Katana, she doesn't care about needles. She gets pricked all the time with the allergy shot.
Right.
The rabies vaccination, she doesn't care.
No, she's totally cool. I've given blood to the Red Cross. They're good at taking blood. It doesn't hurt. So, and then this wasn't by the Red Cross. They didn't take blood. It was a veterinarian actually did that part.
And, I'm pretty sure just like with humans, they had treats there for the dogs that will help them go through. And I'm pretty sure they don't take very much blood from them because the dogs have a lot less than we do.
Right. I think it was great. I think it brought people in. I think they should do this more often.
And that will help dogs to live better. And then you gotta look at it this way too. Vet emergency care is not like human emergency care. Human emergency care, you get everything you need right then to sustain life. Veterinarian emergency care, if you don't have a house to put up for payment, for collateral, you don't get it done for your pet. So donating blood will only go to those that can pay for it. So I'm still iffy. I need to know more.
I need more information. I thought it was a good idea. I mean, I think it's
I think it would be great if we had a emergency care for animals that you don't have to put something up for collateral first. Emergency care, they come out to you and say it is going to be roughly about $4,000 procedure. Oh, well, I don't have that money. Can I get financed? Okay, let's go take you over to the financier. Oh, well, that's when they get financed for the $4,000 procedure to save this dog's life, and then they get the donated blood.
I always still
us who do not have that kind of cash to pay for emergency vet care, or other people who love their dogs to death but can't afford a $3,500 bill, they don't get that blood.
Right.
You see what I'm saying
I do. I mean, it's still why I'm working on trying to get pet insurance. Somebody who actually handles pet insurance. I'm curious to talk to them. I've been for a very long time. I really am hoping to
But even at
land
that is for people who can afford it.
True. But it's going to be a lot less than what our insurance is.
Yeah, and then people have to pay for that blood that was donated for free.
That is true.
See, they're taking something that's freely given and charging a ton to save your dog's life with the blood transfusion.
Again, there's a lot of, it's a cool idea, but then if you go to a hospital, if you don't have insurance, you're covered on, you're responsible.
Yeah, but they don't come after you and take everything from you.
Yeah.
And there's ways of getting it handled. There's not ways of getting a handle for a dog.
Yeah.
So that's what drives me nuts. I know that your blood could go to helping a child that will not get turned down for veterinary care, for emergency care, but dog can be. So that my dog's blood that I just donated, it goes to who? Someone who can afford it?
And then again, it may go to a low cost or even emergency hospital that doesn't, charge for things.
Well, see, that's the thing. Because every emergency hospital I see is all expensive, and they're all way far away from anywhere. You got to drive 30, 40, 50 miles in any direction around here to get to an emergency vet clinic.
Yeah. Well, it poses so many questions. That's what made it so intriguing to me. All right, that concludes TND News for this week.
Pop quiz, hot shot. You don't have to answer that question. I'll answer the question. What do you do? What do you do?
All right, Pups and Kittens, this is a brand new game that we're going to be playing on the podcast. There's a list on ranker.com. Well, there's many, many lists. But we're going to only narrow it down to something that has to do with dogs. And it's going to be the top 5 of whatever subject it is. Sarah's going to write down the answers, and I'm going to tell her where those dog breeds, or it could be pet food or whatnot, where it ranks on ranker.com. Got it? You good? You okay? Yeah.
Sure.
Alright. Well, on this episode, we're going to talk about the best dogs for senior citizens. Alright, so Sarah's going to write down her top 5 guesses, and then I'm going to go over them and tell her exactly where those breeds actually matched up. Now, again, these lists go on forever. I mean, it is, in Ranker, they have the top 36. So, she has 5 chances to get these right, and let's see where she actually ranks on this. She's almost there. She's thinking, folks. I know it's a kind of a weird one. All right.
Okay.
All right. So your first answer was a Bichon. A Bichon Frise was ranked number 3.
Close.
Very close. But you're on the top 5, so you're on the board.
So it's number 3. Okay.
Your second answer is a Poodle. Now, the Poodle is not in the top 10, surprisingly. The Poodle is actually number 23.
Oh, that's terrible.
You went from actually being a top 5 to now way under. Your next one is a Yorkie. The Yorkie is ranked number 11.
Jeez.
I know. Now your next one was a Chihuahua, or a Chihuahua. I had seen that right here. I just passed it. It was ranked number 12.
Jeez.
So you did great to start with, and you just completely swung and missed. And your last one is a Pomeranian. Alright, Pomeranian was ranked. Oh, wow. Pomeranian was ranked number 15.
Jeez.
So you started out so strong.
That's terrible.
Oh my gosh. Alright, well let me go down the list for you.
So these are the top breeds that are best for senior citizens.
That's correct.
Number 1.
King Charles Spaniel.
No. Denied. Nope.
Hey, it was ranked.
No.
It was ranked.
That is wrong, and I'll tell you why.
Nope, I'm going to go down the list. I'll go down the list.
Cocker Spaniel or Spaniel types should be owned by a senior citizen. They will never keep it as brushed as they should because it takes an actual, a youthful person hours to keep it brushed. So
all right, your next
denied.
one, and you're going to have the same effect on the second one, a Maltese.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't even think about Maltese. That's okay. I agree.
Wait.
I didn't say Maltese.
Okay, you got number 3, which was the Bichon Frise. Number 4, a Doxie. Number 5, West Highland White Terrier.
No. No. Westies are such high energy that I've seen what happens when an elderly couple or a senior citizen gets a Westie. It is insane.
Alright, number 6 on the list. And I'm only going to do the top 10. I'm not going to actually go all the way to 36. Number 6 was a Shih Tzu. Number 7 was a Havanese. Number 8 is a Boston Terrier. Number 9 was a Pug.
Boston Terrier? No. Nope. Nope. And the Pug? Nope.
I was hoping to actually go past you on these. Hey, I didn't make this list up.
It's terrible. Their claws can rip the heck out of a senior citizen's skin like nobody's business. I have seen it happen. It is insane.
And number 10 on the list was a French Bulldog.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'll allow that.
Okay.
All right. So that is our game. I enjoyed that. Thank you for playing, contestant, and thank you to Ranker.com for this amazing list.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your paws together for a main topic.
Alright, now on to our main topic. The best vacation destinations for traveling with your pets. Alright.
Take 3.
Right? Alright, now I'm going to go over each one. Some of them I've been to, some of them I have not been to. Actually, a lot of them I have not been to. Lake Placid, New York. It says that Lake Placid is a gorgeous 4 seasons vacation destination and one of the most dog-friendly spots in America. In summer, big dogs will enjoy the nearly 3-mile hiking trail around Mirror Lake. Small dogs will love to splash at the doggy beach. There's also lots of snow in the winter, and dogs who like the snow will love running through the fresh powder.
Katana would
love it.
That.
Yeah, Katana would absolutely love it. And, as Sarah had said, well, we could have done this at the beginning of summer. And it's like, well, we always have so many different things that we have to cover on the podcast. So it's kind of hard to...
Yeah, some people take late summer vacation.
And there's a lot that actually will start taking their summer vacation now.
And you never know. Like that one that you just said, it was a vacation for all 4 seasons. So
right.
If you're looking to take a vacation during the winter, which we normally take vacations during winter.
Yeah, we slow it down.
Yeah, that is one thing we would... I would love to go there.
I would go there because...
it's not camping.
Yeah, I don't camp, folks. I am not a camper. Now I will...
Glamping.
Clamping.
Glamping. So it's glam camping.
I know what you mean.
I'll do that. Because they have a chef on duty. They have great places. The tents are...
You act like we're lotto winners. I've never been glamping, but I would love to. Anybody want to actually pay for a glamping trip? I'm in. Alright, next...
We'll feature an entire episode of it.
all about you. Alright, now this next one, I've been to Florida, but not this part of Florida, and I may butcher the name, but it's Sanibel Island, which is in Florida.
That's Island.
That's upside down, darling.
You ever grow up in school and you hear that at least that one kid in class that called it Island?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
I can remember every time, and I hear him pronounce it Island, and the teacher would always correct, and there's always one little a-hole in there snickering over it. Sorry.
It would have been the a-hole snickering.
I guess that was a thing from my past. Sorry.
I may have heard it. It's been a while. It's been quite a while. Sitting on Florida's gorgeous Gulf Coast near Naples, Sanibel is one of the best beaches to bring your dog. Book a beachside cottage and spend the day combining the famous beaches for combing the famous beaches for seashells while your dog runs, splashes, and chases scurrying little crabs. Algiers, I think. I'm not from Florida, so I've never been. It's a beach, is a great dog area right next to the island's nature preserve. dogs who love waves will love the safe and gentle surf of the Gulf of Mexico. I bet you...
That sounds fun.
It does, and I bet you anything that Brent and Stephanie live near that.
I don't know.
It sounds like that's the area that they were in.
I bet Roxy would love that.
Roxy would love that.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Now the third place, we've been to the third place. I kind of...
We didn't experience it like most people did.
That's true. We need to go back because honestly, we didn't have the same experience. Everybody says, "Oh, it's such a great place." Also been told it's the Las Vegas of the Midwest.
Denied.
That is not true. But, you know, the third place on this list is Branson, Missouri. Branson, Missouri is one of the top travel destinations in the United States. One of the hearts of live country music with lots of theaters, which is true. They do have a lot of live theaters.
A lot of entertainment.
Yes.
I mean, it is the only way I can see where Branson would be like Las Vegas
is the shows.
Is not just that, but the exteriors, the buildings
Some
are
of them.
big.
Yeah.
They have just elaborate themes.
Yeah.
It's like Yakov Smirnoff.
Yeah. And Dolly Parton has a show there,
Yeah,
Stampede.
But Yakov had this huge head that you walk through, and it was his.
Right.
Or that one where there was King Kong hanging off the side of a building.
Right.
So it was larger than life. I mean,
Dixie Stampede is put out by, Dolly Parton. So I mean, there are some good shows, and it is supposedly, you know, a very thriving music place to be.
I would definitely like to go now that Claire's old enough.
Right. I know there's a lot of bands that were very famous, you know, whether it's 10 years ago or even longer, and they perform there throughout the summer. I mean, it's crazy on that. Branson offers theme parks, which it does, Silver Dollar City, great golfing, and world-class shopping. Branson is also one of the best vacation spots for dogs, as there are miles and miles of wonderful hiking trails in the Table Rock State Park, where they can go off-leash and splash in a few lakes along the way. Dogs who like having their picture taken will love Buster's Old Time Photos, where the whole family can get an old-time Wild West photo with Fido.
That sounds like fun.
That does sound actually quite cute. I'm not going to lie on that. Now,
and that means there's got to be lots of a lot of hotels out there that will take them. I mean,
yeah,
you're not
friendly.
You might not be at the most exquisite hotels. Be careful. If you go to the hotel that looks like a castle from the outside, it's garbage.
They have sold it though. They sold it and they revamped it, but okay. I have a little bit of issues.
Well, we're like, oh my gosh, let's go stay in a castle. It sounds so much fun. You know, it's like in a castle exterior. We're hoping that theme would carry on the inside.
I was hoping, yeah.
And we walk into our room into a huge hutch that opens up to a TV that was smaller than a 19-inch one I have for my daughter to watch.
And it was uneven. The actual floor, you could feel the unevenness of the floor. That was bad.
Would wiggle back and forth. We're like, okay, we keep Claire away from here because that thing could fall.
That thing that scared me. Yeah, we actually cut that hotel stay down. We were like, nope. Yeah, that was bad. Now, coming from my hometown of Los Angeles, California, that ranked number 4. Even small urban dogs that may not love big waves or long walks enjoy vacations. Rent a dog-friendly vacation condo in Los Angeles and take your buddy to all the great city parks so he or she can smell new things, which would be mostly smog, but you know, I miss my daily dosage of smog, I'm not gonna lie. And meet new friends. For a true party evening Los Angeles style, head to Skybark. It's a trendy downtown bar with an incredible view of the Los Angeles skyline, where you are welcome to dance the night away with your dog. Dogs who love traveling in a tiny carrier will enjoy feeling right at home as you shop till you drop. Now,
well, yeah, because they have a lot of purse dogs out there.
Very much so.
And just make sure, if your dog's not used to being in a purse, make sure you take him out frequently to go to the bathroom. And no matter what, when you go on vacation, make sure your dog has every shot available.
True.
You don't have to get them all in one day, string them out in the course of a week or two so your dog doesn't get sick. But anywhere you go with high traffic dogs, you gotta make sure your pet is vaccinated, because there's different problems in different areas of the country, and it's even worse when you go out of the country.
And we've talked about different things. You're going to go to dog parks, and Los Angeles is well known for dog parks. There's going to be dogs that have been vaccinated and dogs that will not be vaccinated. So there's parvo, and there's the actual dog flu that had been going around. There's a lot of things your dogs could get. And, just because it's Los Angeles, you think, oh, well, everybody's trendy, everybody's up and date. No, it's not true. If you're going to take your dog, especially to Los Angeles, map out where you're going to go and realize it is one of our biggest metropolitans out there. So traveling around is quite difficult. And
make sure and double check where things are dog friendly, because it can change at a drop of a hat.
And yeah, definitely. The next one is Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Now I know a couple of people who actually been down to South Carolina, to Myrtle Beach, and they all seem to love it. I definitely
would like to go.
I would love to go. Myrtle Beach makes for one of the best vacations for dogs because it's so dog friendly. While you have to keep your dog off the beaches during the day, early morning walks and evening walks are welcome, even off leash. Myrtle Beach also has a great bark park, and that's not B-A-R-K, it's B-A-R-C, and park is P-A-R-C, where dogs even have their own lake to play in, and separate areas for big dogs and small dogs. Thirsty dogs will love the doggy drinking fountain at the end of the North End Dog Park at Grand Strand. That is a lot of words right there that can be very jumbling.
I definitely suggest bringing your own dog bowl. It's kind of like a public watering hole. You don't want to, drink water from someone just drank before you.
And you don't know if a dog peed in there.
Exactly. You don't know how. I just rather be safe than sorry. There are collapsible bowls that are fabric and are lined to not leak everywhere. I definitely suggest that. Please, folks, no matter where you take your dog, always bring poop bags.
Yes.
Please pick up after your pet.
That is very true.
The poop bags, they're so cheap. So cheap.
Put a bunch of grocery store bags in your pocket.
Or, if you don't want that, there's so many pretty things you can add to the leash that can look like a little purse, and you just pull a bag out. There's so many really cute things that can disguise a poop bag.
True.
If you don't want to walk around Walmart bags tied to your leash like we do.
Hey, I
don't pay money for poop bags.
No. Well, you do because you actually shop at the market, and then it's like, hey, reuse it.
That's reusing. That's not buying.
True. All right, next
Boom,
one.
Logic.
Next one is Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Now I'm one of those people I want to go to Tennessee, so this is definitely on my list. In the gorgeous Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, the Gatlinburg Skylift lets you bring your dog with you on the ride. On the top of the mountain, you can hike together back to the bottom through pretty forests and by rushing streams. Active dogs will love the freedom of the wilderness hike where they can be free. Gatlinburg also happens to be one of the more affordable and family-friendly destinations for booking a vacation rental. Unfortunately, I don't have any knowledge whatsoever of the area, so I can't really say much. Obviously, anytime you take your dog on a hike, just make sure you have water for you and your dog.
And make sure that you have a safety kit with you, a first aid kit, so that if your dog steps on a thorn, that you can properly take care of it. If you get hurt yourself, you can properly take care of yourself, and a backup plan in case you or your dog doesn't come back at appropriate time.
Right. And there's, another thing you can always think about when you're taking hikes with your dogs. There's a lot of very good GPSs out there that are actually for your dogs. These might be even ideas if you're really going to travel a lot with your dog. You may want to actually invest in one of these. because they actually will help. If your dog does, for some reason, take off after something or get spooked, any of these things could happen. You have a GPS so you can pinpoint it. So, all right, the next one is Key West, Florida. Personally, it's Florida to me. I would be at Universal Studios Florida or Disney World, but again, I'm just one of those people. I'm never going to grow up. Key West is one of the most eccentric and beautiful places to visit in the United States, and it offers one of the best vacations with dogs that love to go boating. Lazy Dog Kayak is happy to help you go paddling with your pooches out to a private dog park, sandbar, where they can run free and play to their, and I'm reading it the way it is, and your heart's content. Dogs,
play to your dog, and your dog's heart's content.
I like how they wrote that. Dogs that like water will also like playing all day at the Key West Dog Beach. Again, I mean, seriously, if you and your dog love to play on the beach and in the water, this is the perfect idea. I mean, Florida is good for a lot of that. There's a lot of parts of Florida. The next one, now, I've been to this one. This place is absolutely exquisitely beautiful, but it's going to be on the higher end. Hotels are going to be more expensive. Food's going to be more expensive, but it's because it's a very trendy, kind of hidden spot in between Los Angeles and San Francisco, and it's off of Pacific Coast Highway, and you run into Carmel. You have two places right by each other, Carmel and Monterey. Absolutely beautiful beachside places right off of the Pacific Ocean. The beach in Carmel is magnet for dogs of all shapes and sizes. There is no leash law, so dogs can run free in the waves and over the rocks. There are also lots of washrooms for people, so it's easy to spend all day at one of the most beautiful and dog-friendly beaches in the U.S. Dogs that love riding in the car will love the picturesque 17-mile drive down the California coastline as much as you do. And let me tell you, that is so accurate. It is driving Pacific Coast Highway from pretty much Los Angeles on up. It takes a lot longer. It's unlike if you're going to just drive the regular 5 freeway all the way up. But when you drive PCH all the way from...
It was like driving Route 66 before I-44.
Very true.
I-40 was...
Yeah.
Paved.
But the only difference is that I can honestly say is when you're doing PCH, I mean, you've been to PCH, you understand what it's like.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you just literally drive.
I loved going from Huntington all the way up, Huntington Beach all the way up. You know, you got your ocean on your left, you got landlocks to the right, and just beautiful skies.
It's just absolutely gorgeous. So, I mean, if you're looking for a nice little drive and you just want to put your dog in the car and stop periodically at some little rest spots and walk with your dogs, there's your perfect trip right there.
It's kind of what I used to love is driving at night. You look to the right and you see all this lit up, and you look to your left and it's just jet black. And then you get oil rigs that are out there.
Yeah. Or cruise ships.
Right. But it's typically just jet black.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've never seen jet black until you have been next to the ocean at night. You don't know what black is.
And if it's clear enough, you'll actually see the glare of the moon on the ocean.
Yeah.
So that is really pretty. Alright, the next one is Alexandria, Virginia. First, a dog-friendly vacation rental in the heart of Alexandria, and you can explore some of the most interesting chapters of American history as you walk your dog. Alexandria is the hometown of George Washington, and it has lots of pretty parks and places to explore. Dogs that are happy to walk on a leash will enjoy a historic walking tour with Alexandria's footsteps of the past walking tours. And I'm pretty sure if you have Pokemon Go, you'll pick up some really cool things from that too.
Oh my god.
Well, you gotta tie that in somehow. You know, that's how it works.
What's our last one?
Our last one on the list is Seattle, Washington. Another place I have not been to, but
I really don't want to go. I don't have any desire to go to Washington.
You and I have different desires of places to go. This is definitely on my list. It's not my top. It might be on my top 5. Might be my top.
I mean, I'll go to say I've gone, but it's ranged right there. It's a little below New York.
Oh, New York is number one on my list.
Less than I want to go to New York, and I really don't want to go to New York.
I want to go to both. I guess I'm going to be traveling a lot by myself.
Me too.
Just outside of Seattle, in a town of Leavenworth, the Iron Goat Trail follows the path of the old Great Northern Railway. Through the lush forest of the Pacific Northwest and past waterfalls, dogs are welcome. Dogs that love fast water will love a tubing adventure on the Wenatchee River with Let's Go Tubing, a tubing company that welcomes dogs with open arms. The best vacations for dogs are ones where your furry friend can be a part of all the action. So no matter where you go, book a pet-friendly vacation rental where your pet has plenty of room to run around. Now, there's lots of places out there. These are the top 10 places that have been ranked saying, hey, you really want to go on vacation? These are places. A lot of other places come out, and Colorado has a great deal of locations I saw. If you're looking for places for mountains and hiking, Colorado is nothing but short for that. It's great for it. It one of the best places you can go. No matter where you go, make sure you're actually going to pick some place that is pet friendly. Make sure that it's exactly something that you can do a very large amount of things, so that it's not just a little bit here and then not a lot.
And make sure that there's boarding areas in the where you want a vacation, because you can't take your dog everywhere all the time.
True.
Doggy daycare is always fun to take your pet to. Make sure they're properly rated. Like Disneyland.
Yes, I was going to touch that.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
You can go to Disneyland. Disneyland has a kennel on property.
Yes.
That you can take your dog. Make sure your rabies vaccination, everything's up to date, flea medicine, all that good stuff. And then you guys can go and enjoy the park. Mm-hmm. And then when you're done, go pick up your dog and go continue on your vacation. Some people like to stay in LA and then travel to Disney for a day or two there, and then go back to LA to finish up their vacation.
Right, and if you're, you've got Disneyland, you have Universal Studios Hollywood, you have Knott's Berry Farm, and if you're going to go south, you can go to, SeaWorld if you're into that. So there's always a lot of places. So if you're planning on doing a theme park, but you want to keep your dog, or even if you're bringing your cat with you, make sure that you actually map it out. And, again, a lot of people actually do like to travel off season. So this is probably really going to benefit all of you who are traveling off season. Well, by that sound, Claire has actually turned on the applause sign, so that means get out of here. I'm Chris Green. Have a pet-tastic week.
And I'm Sarah Green, making sure everybody realizes life is so short. Play to pet.
Claire.
I'm Claire Green. Play to kittens and pets.
And we just want to mention tomorrow, Sarah and I will be attending one of the shows at the Ozark Actors Theater, and we're looking really forward to actually going to this. So if you're in the area, in the Raleigh area, and you're actually thinking about going to see an actual stage play, look them up, because I'm looking really forward to going to this. I don't know about you, but I'm excited.
I really am, and I'm very thankful they have tickets waiting for us.
That is true. Bye-bye, everybody.
Okay, gotta go in my bedtime.
And now the show is over now.